Hello everyone and welcome back to Vintage Story. Well, I don't think it's going to be a big surprise if I say that today we will manage to boot up the cementation furnace and, well, it will take a couple of episodes before it is actually finished, but once it is, we will have steel. We will also do a little bit of mechanical engineering. I just wanted to make sure that we can drive both the half hammer and the pulverizer at the same time. And as it turns out, our windmill is strong enough to do so. So I think that is going to be very good for us in the long run. So we don't need to worry about changing out the axles all the time if you want to work on one of the machines or the other. This of course means that, well, we will need to have the same kind of gear ratios on top of the windmill, which means that, well, as you can see, it doesn't really have the same kind of aesthetic anymore. I don't know how I will deal with this just yet, but we will have to deal with it at some point. So anyways, let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. Alrighty then, let's get started. So at the end of the last episode I managed to grind up the calcium flint, and obviously I am not sure. I am fairly certain that we are not going to have enough clay left. Yeah, 18, that's not going to happen. Okay, by the way, let me just put on the lighter second, there we go. Yeah, these are finished. Okay, let's take care of this real quick. So first things first, these need to come out obviously, and 17, that's enough for, I believe, 4 bricks, right? So we need 1 here. Geez, we are missing 1. Okay, fine, not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Okay, let me quickly take care of this. So I believe the mortar was, yes, in here. So let's quickly turn these into blocks. There we go. And yes, unfortunately we are missing a single block. Not much we can do. We have to just make more. Thankfully I just finished making the calcium flint, so it's not going to be a big problem. There we go. This one goes there, and let's just double check. Yes, we have a single block missing, which is right here. Fine. Okay, this is going to be enough to make at least 2 batches of fire clay. There. And then we can make, right, then the rest of the materials are at the pulverizer. And by the way, the pulverizer is the thing I want to work on today. Obviously, as I've said a couple of times already, this is completely temporary. So let's just quickly take care of this. There, and 8. Okay. I will get the fire started and we will take care of the rest once we have more. Okay then, so obviously I want to use charcoal for this because that's going to be the fastest. We have enough sticks, and do we have enough grass? No, we don't. Okay. Let's just harvest it as I'm moving towards the the furnace. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. Also, I'm surprised that it is midnight and drifters are not spawning. I think I can blame the summer nights on this. I think it doesn't get dark enough for the drifters to spawn. Well, anyways, don't get distracted. Let's just get this started. This is going to be enough for 2 more blocks, but we only really need 1. At least for this first boot of the furnace. There, this one gets going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously light it up. And it is off. Okay. So, let me just, let me drop down all the stuff that we don't need to carry around. There, the clay will go in here. I suppose the calcium flint can go in here, the mortar, the coffin lids. The leathers I will keep hold of. The charcoal will go back in the box. I will eat this one in a... I will eat this right now. There. The bog net will stay with us, and this one goes back on the tool rack. Okay, let's... Oh, and we can harvest the berries as well. Great. Okay, let's go to bed. And good morning. Let me just check on the backyard. Okay, the bees are not quite finished yet, only the middle one is good to go. Okay, I will wait for all of the berries to bear fruit, and then I will harvest them, and then I will put them down into the cellar. And speaking of the cellar, I suppose we should make a couple of extra vessels at this point. But obviously for that, we need clay, so we need to go out and mine some of that as well. Yeah, this is going to be a busy episode, I suspect. Anyways, let me just take out the food. Is it going to be empty? Yes, it is. I will put the next batch on, so... And we don't have enough firewood. Great. We need to go out and cut down a tree, because, well, we don't have firewood. I suppose... Do we have any... Yeah, we do have logs upstairs. You know what? Let's just use those. We have plenty of oak trees planted to the... let me just see... The east of the house. So let me see. We have plenty of these guys. Let's just go ahead and do this. There we go. There's 2 stacks. I will do, yeah, this much. Okay. So now we have enough firewood. Yes, I know I really should get rid of this one, but once I am in decorating mode, I will do that. Not right now. Anyways, there we go. We can put 2 more in here. We can light it, and I will put the rest of the firewood under the shelves. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, right then. Right, this lantern, where should we put it? We have 1 extra lantern. We have lighting in here, that's fine. We have lighting here, that's also fine. Maybe in the attic. So let me see, this is the middle. Something like that. Yeah, you know what, I think this will work just fine. Alright, and we should put in the cobwebs, but I will worry about that later. Okay. Well, until that one is finished, we cannot boot this up, so tell you what, let's just go out and dig up some clay and maybe some peat. So obviously we will need the shovel. There you are. And that's it. Obviously the hammer we don't need. And yeah, I think we are good to go. Okay, I will put down the whatchamacallit, the spears, because we don't really need to have them. If we want to do some range combat, we can use the bow, that's fine. I just want to have a little bit of extra room in our inventory, and that's going to be it. Okay, obviously I will keep the bug net. If we run into some butterflies, I want to capture them. So Which deposit should we go to? That is iron ore deep down. But we do have some red clay right here. Now, was that a wall red clay or a proper layer of red clay? That's the question. Because if you remember, we had red clay on those hills, but it was just a single strip because it was at the in the wall of a cliff. And if I remember correctly, this deposit was similar to that. I guess we will see. Also, let's keep on gathering flint because we will need that. Milk cap. I do believe this is poisonous, right? Yeah, very much so. Off you go. Tinderhoof is fine, and jack-o'-lantern now, I believe this is very, very poisonous. Yes, 6 HP. Oh geez, we do not want to eat this. And this is, well, obviously fly agaric is very poisonous. So anyways, we should have some clay around here. There it is. Yeah, I am not sure if this is going to be a big one. Although we might be in luck. Maybe just under the surface we have a decent deposit of clay. Okay. Let's just go ahead and dig up as much as we can. Wow, like it was meant to be. Well, we just managed to, well, dig up enough to almost fill up our inventory. That's great. Also, there's some resin. I will just mark it down. This one is already marked, that's fine. And this one is shiitake mushroom, that's fine. So anyways, that deposit was enough to fill up our inventory almost completely. That's amazing. Well, this should keep us going for a very, very long time. And yeah, I suppose I will turn as much of it into fire clay as I can. The rest will go in the box. And I do suspect that the firing should be finished by now. But before we can actually start using the furnace, we will need to make a couple of extra iron ingots, unfortunately. So yeah, the firing is complete. First things first. We need the powdered flint. This will turn into fire clay. Okay, a little over 1.5 stacks. That's not too bad. And the rest will go in this box, obviously. Not too bad. Almost 1200. Yeah, as I said, this will keep us going for a long time. Okay, yes, I know we are hungry. Let me take care of that. Okay, I will heal up because obviously I don't want to go to bed without doing so. So, let's go ahead and finish the furnace. And obviously for that one we will need these guys there, and this is going to be enough for... where is it? There you are. This is going to be enough for 2 more blocks, but we only need 1. At least for this first firing. After this first firing, I do suspect that some of these bricks will break, but we will worry about that later. And done. Lovely. Okay. I will first put this away. Yeah, I will worry about the rest later. If you need to rebuild, I will make more bricks, not right now. Okay then. Let me just double check. Yeah, I am crouch right clicking. I did, by the way, in case you didn't know, I did rebind the keys. I have crouch on control and not shift. I have no idea why this is a carryover from the Minecraft way of doing this, because that is completely, well, backwards. So yeah, I do like to have control on as a crouch and shift as run. Anyways, this one goes in here and the furnace is complete. So as I have said, we will need to have more iron. Well, that means that we will need... Where are the bricks? There you are. This is enough for 2 bloomeries, but I do believe we only need 1. No, we actually need 2 because, well, we need 12 ingots. No, wait, 16, right? I guess we will see. So anyways, we will need at least 2 bloomeries. So yeah, let's just go ahead and make them. That's 1. And that's 2. And the chimneys. 1 and 2. Okay, for now I will put them here, I guess. Doesn't really matter. They will go away in a second after they are finished. And then iron ore. We don't have enough iron ore. We only have 6 nuggets. Well, that means we need to go down into the mines. I really wanted to work on the pulverizer housing, but unfortunately we are way too busy with other stuff, so yeah. Wow, it's very, very foggy down here. Also, there's a corrupt drifter that's quite dangerous. As you can see, they took quite a bit to take down. Damage tier 3, definitely very dangerous. So anyways, it's so foggy down here now, I don't know why. Anyways, we need enough iron for 2 stacks, so let's just get to work. Okay, we need to leave right now. That sound was a bell, and that, well, spells very, very big trouble. Basically, it is summoning drifters from all around, and that isn't going to be great for us, so we need to leave right now. Okay, I didn't even see it, but for some reason it managed to detect us. Anyways, we do have enough iron mined up, so we can take care of the next firing. So let's go home, process the ores, and put them into the bloomeries. Not bad. That's going to be enough for quite a few more firings. So I will leave 120 here and 120 here. And let's put them into the bloomeries. Okay, this one is good to go. It is 8 o'clock, so I suppose we can go to bed. I can only hope that in the morning we will have the same kind of wind conditions. It would be best if we were able to, process these iron blooms as soon as possible. Anyways, for now I will put these guys in here. That's good enough. The stones can go in the sea. And we can go into bed. And good morning. First things first, let's eat. And then I will check on the bloomeries. I am not sure if they are going to be finished. They don't take a whole day, but I am not convinced that they are going to be finished. Yeah, they are still firing. Okay, fine. Well, I suppose we can keep ourselves busy with the bees at least. They should be finished by now. And yes, they are. Okay, let's harvest the honey. Okay, then these guys are good to go, and well, I suppose, yeah, that's it for now. Okay, unfortunately, not all of the berry bushes are finished yet. If the bloomeries are not finished, I will quickly put a couple of vessels. Oh, never mind. Let's break these open, and the wind conditions are still relatively okay. So tell you what, let's process these right now while the wind conditions are good for us. Okay, this can go back in there, this one can go in inventory, this one can go back in the inventory slot, and we can get started on processing the ores. So there, offhand, thank you, hammer is here, and let's get started. We need to keep this hot, by the way, so let's just do that. Oh, right, I almost completely forgot. We had a flax harvest and we are still missing a single sail on the windmill. Let's take care of that real quick. So we need, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do believe we need 4 sails, I believe. So let's make 16 of these and 4 of these, and I believe it was this way, right? Yes, okay. So let me put these sails on the windmill so we can increase the power of the power shaft a little bit more, and everything is where it should be. Okay. How is this one doing? Yeah. So let's put this up real quick. Can I please reach the windmill rotor? There we go. Okay, so now it should have the full complement of wind sails. There we go. All right, then. Now we can start processing the ores a tiny bit more efficiently. Well, we do have everything, I believe. We have, well, 16 iron ingots, and all we need now are the coffin lids. I believe they are in one of those boxes right there. So, where are they? There you are. So, what we need to do to make this work is to first, let's double check. So this one is control right click, yes. It no longer complains, so I suppose this place is good to go. Alright then. So first, we need to put in a layer of charcoal into the coffin, then some ingots, and then another layer of charcoal, then other ingots, and then the same, and then the last layer of iron and a last layer of charcoal. So this is now ready for firing. Let's put the coffin lids on, and this is pretty much okay at this point. Alright then, all we need to do is, well, pile in some fuel, light it on fire, and after that it is off to the races. So let's go ahead and do so. And we have the fuel all piled in. So all we need to do now is light it. And it is lit. So theoretically, if I take a look at the coffin, by the way, do not walk into the furnace when it's lit. You will die quite quickly. So we have flames around the coffin, and if I take a look at it, it says OK, receives heat. Carburization 0% complete. all we need to do now is to keep the combustion chamber fueled. It will take a couple of days, but well, after that we will have steel. Okay then, this one can go in here, and right, you know what? These are still not good to go. I will dig out the chamber for the, whatchamacallit. Where is the shovel? Oh, there it is. So I will dig out the room, not the chamber, but the room for the pulverizer. So I think this position is pretty much okay at this point, I think. Right, I think so. Okay. So this one we can plug, that's going to be fine. I think this is going to be a big enough room, right? I think so. Okay, and from this room I want to have access to the power shaft tunnel. So I suppose we can have a door here maybe. So basically we could have... we need to have this here for the power shaft, that's fine. Also, okay, before we proceed, first things first, I will dig this out a little bit further. This much, and I will create a small staircase leading up to the ground level. I suppose that's going to be good enough. And right. Yeah, let's just go for it. What do we need to make the large gears? So mechanical stuff. We need these large wooden gears. To make these we will need these large gear sections, and to make those we need resin, some boards. Okay, we have everything. So we need a couple of boards. There we need the resin, we have plenty of that. We will need wooden axles at the end, but worry about that later. We need a chisel, the saw, and a hammer. I am not sure if this hammer is going to survive. Yeah, it has only 18 durability. So anyways, we need these large gear sections. So hammer, chisel, saw, resin, boards, and sticks. Okay, I want to make 2 of these large gear sections, so we will need 8 of these. Unfortunately, we are missing sticks. Okay, you know what that means? We need to go out and prune some trees. And the cementation furnace is off. Great. Okay, thankfully we have these large oak trees right here. They are going to be a perfect way of harvesting sticks. Okay, we have the necessary gear sections. Next we need some wooden axles. So tell you what, let's just go upstairs and pick up the locks for it. You know what, I think I will make a couple of extra. So for these we will need the fat. Okay, first let me eat. thankfully, having stumbled upon that little offer at the trader was extremely lucky. So first things first, the hammer, the chisel, and wooden axles. 12. Lovely. We will need these eventually, so making some extra is not going to be a bad idea. Anyways, there, and how do we make these again? To make the large wooden gears, we need some extra boards. That's fine. We have plenty of those. And exactly. Okay. Then the gear sections, and then a wooden axle. And we have a large wooden gear, but we will need one more. So let me just quickly put it together. Okay, so we have the 2 large gears. Oh, right, and we will also need 1 more small gear. So how do we make those again? Not here, but mechanical stuff. To make the angled gears, okay, I think we should have everything. So saw. I will try the damaged hammer, maybe we can get away with it. There we go, we need a single stick. There you are, and we need a log. Fine, let's just go upstairs and pick one up. I went a little bit overboard apparently. So we need a single log. So how does it go again? Yeah, I don't think this hammer is going to last, so tell you what, let's just use the good one. Well, we will need angled gears later, so I suppose I will make 3 of them for now. Right, okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, let's just take care of it, and then I suppose maybe not say goodbye quite yet, but technically I just passed the 1 hour point on the recording. So anyways, wait, do we need to have... Yes, we will need to have a large gear upstairs as well. So anyways, what we need to do is get rid of this one and this one. There. And we need to dig out a little bit of extra space here. So there, and these 3. That's good. And we can put the large gear here. There we go. Okay. Next, let's make sure the half hammer is still working. There, and this will stop. Yes. This is the curse of the gear ratios. Now we are trying to put more speed into the half hammer, but that also lowered the torque, basically the rotational force of the system, and that means that the windmill cannot cope with it. But we can fix it. All we need to do is to have the same kind of gear ratio up here, but in reverse. So I will get rid of this gear. Alright, and we will need to take out these as well. Okay, first let me take care of this axle. Please fall towards me, fine. There we go. This axle needs to go back. There, and we need to take out those wooden planks, so just give me a second, please. Also, before I do so, let me take a look at the fuel situation in the furnace. I don't expect it to be down yet. Yeah, we can refuel a little bit. You know what, I will keep it running for a while. I cannot see the back. Okay, so what can we drop? We can drop one of these iron ingots. This one can go back on the shelf. That's fine. Right, I really should put down the honey. In fact, I really should harvest it, but I will worry about that later. For now, it can go in here. That's fine. Right, and the axe. This should make our lives a bit easier. So let's take out those planks on the side, and that will give us enough space to put in the large gear. So the door needs to go as well. There we go. And that should do it. Right, let's just pick it up there. Okay, so axle and the large gear. Axle goes there and large gear goes there. Good. And now we can reattach the... Yeah, the windmill is back up and running. Obviously, I will make the windmill a little bit wider, but not right now. Okay. So this should make the windmill once again have the correct gear ratios, because basically we made the windmill slower up there but faster down here, and that equals out. So the main shaft of power, it has the same kind of throughput that we did before, so that's fine. Anyways, now we can put this gear here, and please don't stop. Yeah, it stopped. Oh, wait. It's back up and running. Great. As it turns out, this windmill in these kind of wind conditions is strong enough to drive the pulverizer and the half hammer. That's very good news. Oh, by the way, how are you guys doing? Ooh, we have new chicks. Let's take a look. So these chicks are generation 1. We have a hen. These are, yeah, these guys are still pullets, so they are still not grown up yet. I suppose once one of them grows up, the rooster might be dethroned. I guess we will see. Anyways, let's just give them enough food to sit on the eggs a little bit more. There and there, that's good enough. Okay then. So the windmill is strong enough to drive both the half hammer and the pulverizer. Okay, apparently we didn't have enough time to work on the pulverizer housing. I will deal with that in the next episode, I guess. And that's going to be fine. And I still want to drive the quern in the down in the cellar as well. So yeah, I guess we will deal with that later as well. Anyways, I will sleep here quick. And good morning. Okay, I suppose I will say goodbye now. All that is left to say is that thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want. If you would like to support me a little bit more, you can do so by clicking the join button and becoming a channel member, which will give you an early and ad-free access to these videos. Once again, thank you for watching and thank you very much for your support. I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.